Don't worry over kidnapping charges. The most you're gonna get is 5 years. You get out in 1 year, huh?
Kiss me, man.
What?
Kiss me. When I'm being fucked, I like to get kissed a lot.
Come on.
Hey folks, this is Jeff, aka 101 Bronson, bringing you the next installment in my Al Pacino retrospective review series. And in this episode, we'll be taking a look at the 1975 immortal classic. Another big hitters of the 70s, another big hitter for Pacino, Sidney Lumet's Dog Day Afternoon, starring Al Pacino, John Cazale, Charles Durning, among others. Fantastic film, although we're getting ahead of ourselves, aren't we? You know, all these Al Pacino films in the 70s pretty much so far have been a home run, and this one is absolutely no exception. And just as the previous Lumet and Pacino collaboration, this one is also takes its basis, its inspiration from true events, a true story. So, is this another home run? Well, that is what we're going to find out. Although I did already said as much, but you know, we're still gonna take a deep dive into Dog Day Afternoon regardless. So without any further ado, 1975's Dog Day Afternoon. The plot of the movie, based upon a real-life story that happened in the early 70s, in which the Chase Manhattan Bank in Flatbush, Brooklyn was held siege by a bank robber determined to steal enough money for his transgender lover to undergo a sex change operation, goes as follows. On a hot summer afternoon, the First Savings Bank of Brooklyn is held up by Sonny Wartzik, played by Al Pacino, and Sal, played by John Cazale. Two down-and-out characters. Although the bank manager and female tellers agree not to interfere with the robbery, Sonny finds that there's actually nothing much to steal, as most of the cash has been picked up for the day. Sonny then gets an unexpected phone call from Police Captain Eugene Moretti, played by Charles Durning, who tells him the place is surrounded by the city's entire police force. Having few options under the circumstances, Sonny nervously bargains with Moretti, demanding a safe escort to the airport and a plane out of the country in return for the bank employee's safety. The entire movie pretty much takes place inside and around the outside of the bank, and similarly to 1971's The Panic in Needle Park, it features no traditional soundtrack or score. The movie opens up to Elton John's Amarina, which turns out to be source music playing in the car outside the bank where we are first introduced to our characters. And later in the film there's another song playing as source music on a portable radio, but that's all you're getting in terms of music. And it works brilliantly in my opinion. It amplifies the already tense and almost claustrophobic atmosphere even more. You are in this bank, trapped with these people inside and watching the story played out. It's excellent and expertly brought to film by Sidney Lumet, accentuated by the great performances by everyone involved. Special mention for Charles Durning, who was really great. And there's also a small and early role for the great actor Lance Henriksen in this film as well. But it's Pacino, together with the late John Cazale, who truly light up the screen. Cazale unfortunately was taken from us way too soon, and I strongly feel it would have been a more celebrated actor if he had been able to. One of the biggest regrets of life for sure. Fun fact, many of the scenes in this movie were actually improvised and they work very naturally within the film. Example being the scene where Pacino asks Cazale on what country he would like to go to, and Cazale answers Wyoming, which wasn't planned, and Pacino responds very naturally and genuinely. Pacino absolutely fires at all cylinders in this film and truly gives it his all, fully disappearing in the role yet again. Downside to it is that Pacino during filming and after filming was really burned out and needed a break from movies, and afterwards returned to the theater before doing his next film in 1976-77, but more on that in the next episode. This performance by Pacino was once again nominated at the Academy Awards, but alas, he lost out yet again. This time though, he lost out to what I consider to be an equally good and amazing performance, namely Jack Nicholson's in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Honestly, I can accept that decision, but of course, having said that, I would still have preferred if it was Pacino, but if he was going to lose out to anyone that year, I'm at least glad it was to Nicholson's amazing performance in that film. Dog Day Afternoon did pick up an Oscar win for the screenplay though, and overall the film was celebrated by audiences and critics alike, despite the film for that time dealing with risque subjects like homosexuality, gender identity, etc. The movie, produced on an estimated budget of $1.8 million, ended up making about $50 million. Another rightly deserved hit in Pacino's career, and the film to this day is considered a classic masterpiece by many and rightly sits on many people's top Pacino list, myself included. I honestly can't praise this movie more than I do already. Another top film that gets full top marks from me, 10 stars out of 10, a true recommendation for those that haven't seen it yet.
Is there any special country you want to go to? Wyoming.
So there you guys have it. That was 1975's Dog Day Afternoon, directed by the great Sidney Lumet. Another absolute masterpiece, classic film. Despite the controversial, for that time anyway, subject matters, it did not really get much backlash in terms of that. Nobody was like, what the hell is this? Why are you taking on these subject matters, this and that? Pacino was praised, the movie was praised. It is a masterpiece again. I would say if films like The Godfather and Serpico don't necessarily win you over in terms of Pacino's acting, which is a stretch, but okay, maybe. Then Dog Day Afternoon absolutely has to win somebody over to make people see that he's a great actor. Anyway, like I said during the review, during this film, he was very much exhausted, and even after Godfather 2, he was exhausted. So after this film, he took a break for a few years until he came back in 1977 with the film Bobby Deerfield, which that is going to be the movie. That's going to be the movie we're going to be taking a look at in the next episode, which is going to be an interesting one. It is one that I do like, but again, I don't want to get ahead of myself. So yeah, join me next week for 1977's tragic love story drama, Bobby Deerfield by the great Sidney Pollack, starring Pacino and Marta Keller. Hope I pronounced that right. Anyway, that's the story for another day, for next week. So until then, this has been 101 Bronson saying take care, keep punching, and keep watching great films. And let me know what you guys think about this film, as always, down in the comment section below. And we shall see each other real soon. Take care.